Welcome to Work This Way, a Maynard Nexen Labor and Employment podcast. I'm Tina Emerson, here today with Maynard Nexen employment law attorney Jenny Kluvarius. Good to see you, Jenny.
Thank you for having me, Tina.
We're going to have a great episode today. With us today are the leaders of the Greenville, South Carolina SHRM, or the Society of Human Resource Management, a professional human resources membership association. Our guest, Courtney Goforth, is currently president of GSHRM and works as human resources partner at GE Vernova. And with our additional guest, Jennifer Floyd, she's the past president of GSHRM and serves as the president of HR Experts on Demand, LLC. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Well, Jennifer and Courtney, can you start us off by telling us about SHRM as an organization and the Greenville chapter of SHRM? What can members and prospective members expect to gain by joining?
Sure. So I'll jump in, Tina. So with Greenville SHRM, or GSHRM as we call it, prospective members can expect to gain a great network locally of HR professionals, partners to the HR profession, and just others who have a really vested interest in understanding and learning HR, like business owners or other people managers and other HR consultants and professionals. So we're an organization of over 450 members and growing. Greenville is a growing area, and we would love to grow with it, to provide that network as well as a lot of education and programming for our members to support their professional journey as well as their personal growth.
Jennifer?
I echo what Courtney said. I would say that we have what we would call the premier collection of HR professionals in the area. And we strive to continue to grow through adding all levels of HR membership. So those from entry level all the way up to our CHROs. We have something to offer everyone at every level. So a comprehensive membership is what you get for a very small membership price.
Okay, and on occasion, they also let lawyers join GSHRM, and I happen to be a proud member of GSHRM myself. GSHRM has won national awards for its program and membership. Can you ladies speak to us a little bit about those items?
Sure. So I think the one to really highlight is the Pinnacle Award GSHRM won in 2021 for our work with our veterans program and specifically developing a course called Cracking the Code. We won the inaugural Pinnacle Award in this category, and our chapter over a couple of years developed a program and launched with local veterans around how to really help them get into the job market and navigate the market, as well, interviews and best practices and kind of all the things that come along with that transition. So that's something really exciting that we've been nationally recognized by SHRM for in the last couple of years. Additionally, from membership and just other support, we've continued to have a good standing with SHRM as far as our participation and fundraising and things like that as well.
And what does a regular GSHRM meeting look like? And what kind of programming do you offer, the types of programs and topics that are a good draw for your members?
I'll take that one, Courtney, if you'd like. Our regular meetings are, we have about an hour and a half meeting monthly for lunch. Right in the center of Greenville. And we have roughly 80 to 180, depending on the topic, people who come to hear whatever our speaker is talking about. We always have a speaker, and that speaker gives insight and education on various topics within the HR field. And I think the biggest benefit is the fact that our members walk away with continuing ed credits if they are certified in the field of HR. Whether it be through SHRM or another body called HRCI that offers those certifications to HR professionals. So we really help our membership not only stay educated, but also stay up to date on those all important credits. But we do offer not only the educational part, but lots of opportunity to network with fellow members. I think we find that the feedback we get from our members is we join GSHRM to network, meet other people, and then also for the education. So that networking is something we build into every meeting. So people really get to know a great wide group of people that they can rely on. I have shared job descriptions and opined on various things in HR just because of friends that I've met in the group, and we all share ideas, and it's a really great resource to have.
So Greenville, of course, is a local SHRM chapter. What experience do you all have with national SHRM and the benefits that it offers?
Yeah, I can start here, and Jennifer, please chime in. But, since we are an affiliate chapter of SHRM, it does give us the opportunity to offer SHRM credits, like Jennifer was just alluding to, which is a huge benefit to a lot of our members, as she was just talking through, to continue with those CEs and maintain our certifications. It also just opens a wider window for many of our members. Our national SHRM members, as we call, as well as local members, which just gives you the opportunity to experience our local resources and, kind of support some of the things we support, in addition to kind of all the things, SHRM National can provide, obviously, on that kind of level, particularly through, I think, COVID. We saw just the information that was coming through them and that we could help deliver to our chapters. So there's that balance there between local and national that certainly has a big benefit for any HR partner.
I'll add that SHRM does a lot of great research and staying very close to politically the issues that affect the workplace. They provide a lot of research back to its members in the form of education and just regular updates about what's going on around the country. And for those of us who live in a smaller town and are busy in our everyday lives that don't get a chance to go through all the news bulletins, it's a really great resource to have to lean on. So we trust and I think really lean on SHRM to be that advocate for us in those issues.
Well, I'll give you an opportunity to plug your annual conference. I hear that's coming up May 1st and 2nd. We're excited to be attending and seeing you there. Can you tell us about the theme, the speakers, and the topics that you'll be addressing there?
Yeah. So our annual conference is going to be May 1st and 2nd this year. We would love to see anyone who has an interest in HR or leadership come join us. You do not have to be a member of our chapter or any chapter to join. So please check out our website to register. But our theme this year is, Building the bridge. Yeah, there we go. Leading the way to HR's future. So really taking a look at some topics that are important now and we know will continue to really have a strong connection into the future. So things like AI, mental health. We'll have our second day particularly focused around kind of the legal connections and pull through to those topics, as well as just the trends that we're seeing moving forward, as well as our community and kind of some other core HR areas.
So in keeping with the theme of the conference, and it's covering emerging trends and innovative solutions shaping HR, can you all tell us what the biggest issues are? This is a loaded question that employers and HR departments are facing today, and if those issues will be covered at the conference.
Yes, Jenny, I'll take a stab at it. And just through my own work, I interface with a lot of clients throughout the day, different clients, different industries, different sizes, different challenges. And interestingly enough, one of the major things that all of them, no matter the industry or the size, are dealing with is how to land after COVID to a normal working environment. It seems trivial and maybe something small, but it's not. Every employer is struggling with how to come back to the office, if they come back to the office, and if they do, what does that look like? And all of them are doing it differently. And it has such a huge ripple effect into the overall business on how much they collaborate and so on internally. So that's been an ongoing thing that I see happening a lot, ongoing topic. But another major one is certainly the fight for talent and trying to be able to find talented people to come and work on our teams, but also keeping them engaged and in place, retaining them. So engagement while they're with us and retaining them for long periods of time. It sounds like something that maybe we've always had to focus on and struggle with, but I think since the COVID time, boomers exiting, Gen Xers, say I'm a Gen Xer, we're hanging in there pretty good. But our Gen Ys and millennials, how all of those mix together, how we're attracting people to our workplaces and then keeping them engaged is top of mind for every employer that I interface with, for sure.
Well, first of all, high five to us Gen Xers. So good for you and good for us. So you mentioned the big issues for employers and HR is talent acquisition and employee engagement. What strategies are you seeing in the workplace and for your clients? That's a question for both of you, really.
For my clients, engagement we've really focused in a lot on engagement surveys and really trying to keep the pulse from employees very transparent and loud. Their voice to be very loud within the organization. So spending a lot of time and resources on engagement surveys, but not just the surveys, the outcomes of those surveys and the changes that come as a result of listening to the employee population. But engagement continues to also be about workplace belonging, and everything that encompasses. So not only DE&I topics, but also belonging in the way of what kind of benefits are offered to me and my family, whatever that family looks like, my working arrangements, and so on. So it is, I think, a total culture approach to not only how do we belong with our coworkers and the work that we do, but how am I cared for at work as well. All of that is going to equal engagement, and it's not an easy recipe to figure out, and it differs between every industry and every different kind of leadership style that there is. It's always a different recipe mix.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly echo what Jennifer shared. I think on an engagement perspective, we also do regular pulses and just continuing to kind of learn through each of those cycles and continuing to kind of educate our leaders and the HR professionals we work with to be a part of that. But also really the leaders. And Jennifer, I'm glad you mentioned leadership style, right? Like how different teams are feeling, kind of the season that they're in can all certainly have a big impact on kind of the engagement at that point in time. So us continuing to pulse and learn and take a step forward is something we've been focused on when it comes to engagement.
All right, so let's turn our focus back to GSHRM in particular now. I wanted to ask the two of you what a typical GSHRM meeting is like, and as a companion question, what are GSHRM's goals from a kind of membership and organizational standpoint?
So I can start, Jennifer. A typical meeting really is at that lunch, generally at that lunchtime. So we've got some networking opportunities when you first kind of come in the door, chances to kind of connect with colleagues and meet some new faces before we sit down and kind of have a little bit of business where we share some announcements with our members and guests, highlight some accomplishments from those recently certified, and just welcome everyone in. And then we largely focus on the program at hand for that hour and a half for that education piece with whatever the topic is for the month while we have lunch. And then typically you'll certainly see people, lots of like meet and greets, and you can tell people are catching up and meeting new faces. We've had some really, really amazing attendance so far this year. So we've had well over 100, 150 at some of our first couple of meetings. So it's just been an amazing opportunity to network and get connected with colleagues on really important topics.
Well, that's excellent to know. And I know we've had actually Drew Rogers with the EEOC on our program here, and I know that he has attended a GSHRM meeting before. I was present at that one, and he was a huge draw, always is. He's a fabulous person and a fabulous mediator. What other specific topics have you seen a huge draw for this year?
So we typically always start the year with a legal update. It's just kind of a way we've approached the new year as GSHRM, and that's always been a really fantastic meeting for us. Some familiar faces have been there with us for that. And just a great opportunity. There's always things changing in that landscape, and the partnership between, I think, our L&E friends and HR is constant and is ever evolving. So we love those sessions where we can really get some guidance and thoughts on what's changing and what should we be looking out for. And then very recently, Jennifer Floyd on the call alongside a colleague led a session on investigations, which just really spoke to, I think, the impact of, the more like tangible and kind of things people can immediately take away from our lunch and learns have a huge impact. And that I know that topic in particular really drew people in. Jennifer, I'll let you jump in there.
Yeah, I mean, beyond that, and anything that fits under the umbrella of HR, we have in the past had a speaker on, and we will continue to do more this year. But we get a big draw on things where our members, like Courtney said, can really walk away with some quick hits of information. I can take this back to my desk and do something with it today. Kind of presentations. Our members love that. I think the overwhelming response around investigations is because employees or HR professionals wanted to know, I don't know how to do this when it comes up, when I have to do it, give me some pointers. And we kind of watch those trends of how people attend to what topics and then try to lean towards those that are most popular. But we've had some leadership speakers. We've had benefit specialists, compensation specialists, employee relations and leadership style presenters and so on. And those are always some of the most popular ones every year.
Yeah, we've also had a great opportunity as we build our relationship with the community to kind of do some more community focused sessions where we've had an economic panel in the past couple of years around kind of like business growth and kind of things you can benefit from as a small business or medium business, really local in the community. So those have been pretty well received as well and just help us kind of continue that partnership with the Greenville business community at large as well.
Well, it seems like there's always a lot to talk about. You've got your annual meeting coming up, so can you share with us how we could sign up?
Absolutely. So please visit our website. If you just Google Greenville SHRM, we should pop right up, or together the number 4hr.org. You can register right there on the website. Again, if you're a member, not a member, everyone is welcome, and we would love to see you there May 1st and 2nd.
Great. Well, thank you both for being here with us today. And thank you, Jenny, for co-hosting with me as
Thank
usual.
you, Tina.
And we look forward to seeing you guys at the GSHRM conference on May 1st and 2nd. And thanks again for being here. And we'll see you next time on Work This Way.